DCAF established in the Gambia about 6 years ago. The purpose of DCAF being used to support the government of the Gambia. And we do this by supporting various projects to support the government, but especially the implementation of the security sector reform strategy. At the moment, we're running 2 major programs. One is a European Union funded project in support of the Gambian Police Force, and the other parallel project is a Swiss government project in support of the Gambian Immigration Department. Both these projects are in support of the security sector reform strategy. We've supported the Gambian Police Force to develop a police doctrine.
Since the inception of the Gambia Police Force, there is nothing like a policing doctrine. When we came into office, we realized that we don't have a vision, we don't have an objective, we don't know where to go. And if you actually don't know as an institution where to go, what are your objectives, what you want to achieve, it will be very difficult. All those things have to be in black and white. So that's why we came with the idea to come up with a police doctrine. For the first time in the history of the Gambia Police Force, the Gambia Police Force now have a policing doctrine that spells out everything that we need to be a professional and accountable police force to the citizenry. With the solid foundation, the CAP helped us to get this much needed police doctrine. Now we know where we want to take this force. And with this police doctrine, I know the Gambia Police Force in the nearest future will be a force to be reckoned with in West Africa.
Since the inception of the security sector reform process in the Gambia in 2017, DCAF is considered a valuable stakeholder and a partner in the security sector reform process. Significant achievements have been made thus far. Security personnel are equipped with the required exposure for them to be able to provide optimal security service delivery for the citizens of this country and residents. The security services have now moved away from regime-centered security to what we call the human-centered security. The Gambia Police Force hardly detains suspects beyond the mandatory 72 hours requirement as provided in the Constitution. Security service chiefs are answerable to the National Assembly, which was never heard of. And so this is also a demonstration of the fact that change has happened.
DCAF has greatly helped the Security Committee, in essence, to enlighten us of rights and responsibilities as entrenched in the Constitution. If you look at Section 109 of the Constitution, give the power to the Standing Committee of Defense and Security to summon any security chief or department or the ministry to come and answer to some of the queries, they may have for them.
DCAF is been a very useful partner, and I think they have also empowered us to get ownership of the whole process. Their approach is very inclusive, their approach is participatory and consultative, because all the inputs coming into like the development of the strategic documents or guiding documents or operational documents that they've given to us are all inputs from the members of the Gambia Police Force. What DCAF does, I believe, is that they try to coach us, to mentor us, and to guide us through to the path that we want to. A wide range of our officers attended this training, ranging from the gender segregation, male and female, and then also at the different levels, at the tactical, at the operational, and at the strategic level. So this has really prepared the Gambia Police Force in terms of response mechanisms, in terms of incidents the Gambia Police Force were confronted with, and so they have to apply their public order tactics to deal with those situations. And I think the training in the crisis management has definitely helped the force to respond positively and democratically to those incidences.
We have series of training workshops with DCAF to build our capacity. I never know that it was geared towards coming to prepare agenda policy for us. They wanted us to do our own thing that will suit us because of the terrain of our country and our situation. We feel it, we know what we are going through within the GPF, because as we all know, if it comes to rank and other things, we are not equal with men. If you look at the size of the Gambia Police Force, the female officers is 27.2% out of the lots. You cannot man a position without having the capacity. So DCAF deemed it necessary to give us that knowledge so that whatever we are yearning to, when we have the responsibility, we'll be able to act. Because if you want your voice to be heard, you need to know what to do. So DCAF started with that point. We are put through to know what are our responsibilities as women, that we should not sit back. We should fight for whatever we want, but fighting that, you should also have that capacity.
During the DCAF engagements with Gambia Police Force, I also developed several policies, including decision-making model, learning and development, human rights and professional standard policy, and also the Policing Oversight Actors Investigations Guidance Booklet.
DCAF has actually helped the Gambia Police Force develop a number of policies. Key among them is we have what we call the Internal Investigation Policy, another very important document, that is the Arrest and Detention Manual. You will all agree with me that most of the time our problem with the public happen during two phases, that is the arrest and detention phase. So coming up with a manual or a guide to help police officers understand what they're supposed to do or their role in terms of arrest and in terms of detention is of great help to the Gambia Police Force.
The doctrine has been a very important document. The development process had been a very challenging one because we have to deploy police officers. A specific task force was set up to ensure they do a needs analysis, all right, an assessment analysis of the needs of the police officers in general, which also had been a nationwide tour of various police stations and posts. We were able to meet a lot of people from the public and communities as well as civil society organizations, because these are stakeholders. The communities that we serve are stakeholders, and we needed to know what actually they would have wanted to have from us as a service provider. This is what also prompted us being able to know what should be the direction of the Gambia Police Force in satisfying the needs of the very customers that we have. So the Gambia Police Force had taken the lead to the support of DCAF in ensuring the establishment of a doctrine, and we had one now. We wanted to portray a very positive image of the Gambia Police Force and also build the capacity of police officers that we have, because capacity building does a lot in image sales. If we don't have very good police officers, if we don't build the capacities of police officers to a level where they will be appreciated, not because of the looks only, but by the way that they carry out their functions. So we thought capacity is important in ensuring we portray a positive image out there to the people that we serve. In as much as we enforce laws, there is also the need for us to be, as custodians of the law, to be at a position where we respect and protect the human rights of individuals that we serve. We need to also be transparent in the way that we do things. It is not business as usual that we would have had somebody arrested and then fail to tell him or her the reasons of arrest. But also the media would be out there trying to scrutinize, trying to find out. And if we don't give out information to them, what would end up happening is rumors will be spread. And people will tend to believe in whatever information that they lay hands on, either true or false. So we thought it is important that we are transparent in the execution of our functions.
DCAF, since 2017, have been supporting the security institutions under the ministry and their reform agendas. And a lot of trainings have been provided for the security institutions like the police and GID, and also legislative documents have been provided for their operations. And in addition, also, trainings were organized for the ministry, basically 2 trainings, that is the oversight function of the ministry over the security institutions, and also report writing.
The benefit of the legal database. If, for example, like you are outside the country, you want to know what are the regulations governing the security sector. With the click of a button, you can able to make reference to that. And also it has also make learning easy for students or recruits in the police, in the army, and all the security institutions. That is, they can easily make reference to that. With the help of DCAF, this has really benefited the institutions that are within the security sector.
First of all, I would like to commend DCAF for the continuous partnership and collaboration. One of the roles of the National Human Rights Commission, if you look at Section 12, sub G, that is to liaise and partner with international organizations to advance the protection and promotion of human rights. I think there has been significant improvement in terms of the way the law enforcement, particularly the police, deal with the public, the way they treat suspects, although there is still need for improvement. One of the core values of the police is professionalism and accountability. So when there are alleged violations by law enforcement officials, this is why we have these internal oversight mechanism. We expect that prompt, impartial, and independent investigations are conducted into these violations, and appropriate steps are taken to avoid repetition of such. Following the establishment of the National Human Rights Commission, here we've developed a code of conduct for the police and a guideline on policing public assembly to enhance the capacity of the police, the way they respond to unlawful assembly, how they treat people when they are arrested. And I can tell you there have been significant improvement.
The intervention of DCAF with civil society has helped us to also not only have the watchdog role, but have the advocacy role in ensuring that the resources are made available. We've done a lot and taken part in a lot of review of policies, of the security services. And I think that has brought a better understanding and brought us closer in a closer working relationship. Just before the 2021 elections, we facilitated a workshop together with the Ministry of Interior, where we brought the political party together with the security services to give a roadmap as to the intervention of the security services in providing security during the campaign and election period. For me, that is one of the milestones I could say that shows that the security services have opened up to civil society interventions. And beyond that, we have done a lot of courtesy calls to the service chiefs, occasionally more so the police. And they have been very, very, very receptive to our interventions as civil society.
All the trainings and the workshops and the validations that this office attended, that are being organized by DCAF, will go a long way in enhancing our role as an oversight institution over security organs, more especially the police. I recall one of the trainings which was centered on investigation techniques and all that. The knowledge from that investigation skills has enhanced what we do a lot because we've learned something new. Anytime we attend these programs with DCAF, it gives us a new insight as to the way forward and how to improve or adapt to best practices of investigation and information gathering, evidence gathering and stuff like that.
At the end of the process, we will have a security sector that is affordable, that is democratic, that is apolitical, but most importantly also responsive to the security needs and requirements of the country.
Baba, Fonsaluma, I want police all